Hello students, welcome back. Today I am Anuradha from DPS Halwa in Lamachor, going to start another topic of the same chapter 8, Cell, the unit of life. So student, in this chapter, as we were discussing about this prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cells, so we have completed the prokaryotic cell. Then we have started the eukaryotic cell and the different organelles which is present in this eukaryotic cells, right? So in eukaryotic cells, we have covered something related to the cell. Okay, we have started with the endomembrane system. We have completed that endomembrane system. Then from today, we are starting with some more organelles. Okay, as we have said, inside the cell, how we have started? We have started with the nuclear membrane, right? The nuclear membrane is attached with the endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum attached with the Golgi bodies. Okay, then we have done lysosomes. So all they formed a system, okay, which are coordinating with each other. So now comes here the another organelle which is present inside the eukaryotic cell. And another important thing about this mitochondria, okay, we are going to start what? We are going to start the organelle that is mitochondria. Okay, so mitochondria is present only in eukaryotic cells. It is absent where? In the prokaryotic cell. First characteristics. What about the other thing about this mitochondria? That it is a membrane bound organelle. What does it mean? It means that it is attached with the membrane bound. Okay, it is having proper membrane. Now if I will draw the structure of this mitochondria, you can see that it is having the double membranous structure. Okay, what about the mitochondria? It is having the two membranes, right? And the outer membrane, you can see it is smooth and it is continuous, and the inner membrane, okay, the inner membrane is what? It is somehow some enfoldings are present. Okay, so one by one we will discuss it here. The general feature we will start it. The function for this mitochondria is what? For the aerobic respiration. We have done these things in the previous class also, that what is the function of mitochondria? It acts as a powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because it is producing energy. It is producing energy in which form? In the form of ATP. Okay, it is forming in which form? In form of ATP, right? And whatever the food which we are consuming, okay, during the respiration, what happens? It broken down into smaller molecules. Then along with this, it is providing some energy. That's why we are getting after food. Okay, we have to take food. Why? For the proper breakdown of the food, then only this food can give the energy. And what is that thing which is responsible here? Mitochondria. Okay, and what is the meaning of aerobic? Aerobic means that which takes place in presence of oxygen. There is one more respiration, that is anaerobic respiration, right? So here we are talking about that wherever the oxygen is present, because during the respiration, what we are doing? We are exhaling the CO2 and we are taking the oxygen, and whatever the oxygen we are taking, it is important for the breakdown of food which we are uptaking, right? And with the help of this, we are getting energy. So same here, the function is for the aerobic respiration. That's why it is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because it is providing the energy to our cells, right here. Now some more important point about the mitochondria. If you will see the structure of mitochondria, it vary according to shape and size. Okay, if I will talk about the average size of this mitochondria, it is having 2 to 6 micrometer in length. Okay, just to memorize these terms, and 0.55 mm in diameter. Okay, so this is the average size of any mitochondria. Now, as I have said, it contains two membranes. It contains two membranes, the outer membrane and the inner membrane. The outer membrane and the inner membrane, right? This outer membrane is what? You can see here, it is smooth and it is continuous boundary, right? And the inner membrane is what? Inner membrane is the enfolded form. Okay, it is what? It is the infolded form, and the fluid, the things which is present inside this one, it is known as what? It is known as matrix. Okay, matrix is what? The granules or the fluid which is present inside this one, inside the inner membrane, it is known as the matrix. Okay, and this one is semi-permeable. This membrane which is present here, this one is the semi-permeable to the metabolites. Right here. Now, the things which we are discussing here, the partition which we are talking about here, it is known as what? It is known as cristae. Okay, the previous one we have done cisternae. Don't confuse between these two terms. Here, the partition which is forming here, it is known as what? It is cristae. Okay. Now, what you will see there, this will act as a auto-replication. What is the meaning of auto-replication? Because it is having its own ribosome, it's having its own DNA. So, it is having a tendency to replicate itself very easily. So, we can say it is having the property of auto-replication. Right? So, what is there? It is having the single circular DNA molecule as well as RNA molecule also, and some part of the protein is also present in case of mitochondria, which is sufficient for the activity of this mitochondria. Right here. Now, if I will elaborate this diagram, what you can see here, this is the outer membrane, and this one is the inner membrane, and the things which is present between outer membrane and inner membrane, what you will call it? That intramembrane. Okay, this intramembrane is what it is doing. It is partitioning two compartments, the outer one as well as the inner one. Okay, so this is all about the mitochondria, how it looks like, and what is the function of this mitochondria. Right? So you must know that it is a double membranous structure, feature of eukaryotic cells, as well as it is a powerhouse of the cells because it is providing energy to the cell. Right here. Now comes to the next organelle of the eukaryotic cell, that is the plastid. Okay, we have done about the mitochondria. Then comes to the plastid. Plastid is what? It again classified into three parts. Okay, first we will understand it, this plastid. Again, this is semi-autonomous organelle. Semi means it can be having its own structure. Okay, it is having its own DNA, it's having its own ribosome. So that's why we can say it is having the semi-autonomous organelle, and again it is a double membrane envelope, same like the mitochondria. Mitochondria having two membrane. So if I will talk about the plastid, it is also having the double membranous structure. Okay. Now what I written, it's having its own genetic material. That's why I said that it is semi-autonomous organelle. Now it is easily seen under microscope. Okay, if you will see this plastid under the microscope, you can see it is visible under the microscope. But if I will talk about the mitochondria, you cannot see under the microscope. Okay, you need to stain it. Okay, you need to stain it, then only you can see it very clearly. Right here. Now, plastids are of three types. Plastids are of three types: leucoplast, chromoplast and chloroplast. And out of these three, chloroplast, you all are familiar with this term, chloroplast. So leucoplast, chromoplast and chloroplast, all these three categories comes under the plastids. If I will talk about this leucoplast, leuco, something related to colorless. Okay. In bio, as I have said earlier also, whenever we are talking about the leukocytes, leucoplast, it means that it is somehow colorless. So what I have written here, these are the plastids which are colorless. It is not imparting any pigment. It is not having any pigment or not imparting any color. Right? And if I will talk about their shape and size, it is also in a varied form. Right here. So if it is a colorless, so what is the use of this plastid? Okay, we know about some colorful plastid. It is having its role, but what is the role of this colorless plastid? Again, on the basis of their function, we have categorized this leucoplast into three, that is amyloplast, elaioplast and aleuroplast. Okay, very simple. Amyloplast or elaioplast or aleuroplast. Okay, all the function of the leucoplast is for what? For the storage. Okay, so when we are talking about the storage of the material inside the cell, so what is responsible? These leucoplast. But inside this plant cell, because we are talking about the plant cell, inside the plant cell we are having different storage components. So on the basis of that, we have said amylo relates to what? Amylo relates to the carbohydrate. That's why the amyloplasts are those plastid which store carbohydrate, right? Then comes to the elaioplast. Elao relates to what? Oil and fats. Those plastid which store the oil and fat, these are known as elaioplast. And the aleuroplast. Aleuron layer we have done in maize. Okay, so aleuron relates to what? Protein. So the plastid which store the protein, it is known as the aleuroplast, right? Example, you know about the amyloplast in potato, or we can say wheat. What is there? Amyloplast. Okay, if I will talk about the elaioplast, in the seeds of castor we can see this type of storage. In case of maize, you can see some storage of protein. So what is there? Aleuroplast, right? So these are the function of this leucoplast, that is storage, right? Then comes to the chromoplast. Chromoplast is what? As I have said, it is the colorful pigment. It is the colorful plastid. So yellow or reddish color, both are due to what? Due to the chromoplast, right? Then it contains the carotenoid pigment. Okay, this contains the carotene pigment, as well as some xanthophyll pigment. We have done these pigments in case of algae also in our biological classification. So this carotenoid or the xanthophyll, they are imparting some color which is responsible for the colorful. Example, the color of the petals. All these colors are related to what? Related to the chromoplast, right here. And what is the function of this plastid then? For the pollination, to attract the insect. Okay, if there will be colorful flowers, colorful petals will be there, what will happen? They will attract the insect and it helps for the pollination, right here. Then comes to the third one, that is the chloroplast. We know that chloroplast is what? Chloroplast is having the photosynthetic pigment. And what is the photosynthetic pigment? Chlorophyll and some of the carotene also. But the dominant one is the chlorophyll pigment. This chlorophyll pigment is responsible for the photosynthesis, okay, with the help of sunlight, right? And it is imparting what? It is imparting the greenish color. And if I will talk about the location, occurrence of this chloroplast, you can see it in the mesophyll cells of the leaves and the stem, which are green in color. Okay, and if you talk about the structure of this chloroplast, it can be of varied form. Okay, it can be in varied form, it can be varied number also. In Chlamydomonas, you can see only one chloroplast is present. If I will talk about the some leaves and stem, it can be of varied number, right? So function is what? For the photosynthesis, right? So comes to the main structure or the ultrastructure of chloroplast. As we have done the ultrastructure of mitochondria here, so we will understand the ultrastructure of chloroplast also. So now here about the chloroplast, how it looks like. So first thing that is common, that is, it is also a double membrane structure, just like a mitochondria. Okay, so if I will draw the structure of this chloroplast, you can see that it is also a double membranous structure, right here. And it is having double membrane envelope that is smooth and thick. Okay, you can see that both are the smooth and thick, and the inner membrane, which is this one, it is the less permeable as compared to the outer one, right? Now, the things which is present inside the mitochondria, it was the matrix, right? So here the inner membrane, Inner membrane means this one is the inner membrane, and the space which is present here, okay, the space which is present here, what you will say it is a stroma or matrix. Same as in mitochondria also, what we said, matrix. So here we can use the word what, stroma or matrix, right? Now these are what, these contain the soluble protein. Okay, so this matrix is present in which form? In form of soluble proteins, and it contains some enzymes. It contains some enzyme which is helpful for the synthesis of carbohydrate, proteins and lipids. And all these three are important for the cell, for the proper functioning of the cell, for the formation of membrane. So all these things are required, which will be formed where? In the matrix here, right? Now comes to the another point, that is thylakoid. So what is these thylakoids? So as I have said that matrix is present inside the space, or the space which is present here. So here you can see that some stack like things are present. Okay, some stacks are present, or the piles are present. So if you will see this structure, what you can observe here, what you can observe here, each unit of stack, it is known as what? It is known as thylakoids. What are these things? These are thylakoids, right? So same thing I have written here, number of membranous flattened structure which is present throughout the matrix or the stroma, it is known as what? Thylakoids. And several thylakoids, this is one thylakoid, this is second thylakoid, third, fourth, fifth. So all these thylakoids are arranged like what? Arranged like stack, right? So same thing I said here, these are attached, or we can say the piles of coins. If you will place the coins one over each other, how you can see this type of coin like structure present here, and these structure are known as what? Grana, okay, or we can say granum. Each part is thylakoid. If I will talk about the whole, if I will talk about this whole structure, what I will call it? It is what? It is the granum. Granum is what? Singular. If I will talk about all these thylakoids, okay, if I will talk about all these, this granum and this granum, what you will call it? Grana. Okay, this is the plural form and granum is the singular form. And these are the whole thylakoids which we are talking about. And the single unit is what? It is known as the thylakoids. So same thing we have written here. Now, many flat membranous tubule. Many flat membranous tubule means all these are in form of tube-like structure. Okay, all these are connected with each other. Okay, if I will draw the structure, all these are connected with each other like this. Okay, so this connected part which is connecting to each other, what you will call it? You will call it the stroma lamella. What you will call it? The stroma lamella, right? Same thing we have written here about the chloroplast. So this is all about the intrastructure of chloroplast, that how many things are there, that two membranes are present, inner membrane are less permeable, and the piles like structure which is present here, these are known as thylakoids. And if you will talk about the whole unit, it is the grana. Okay, if I will talk about the whole thylakoids of all the granum, it will include the grana, and all these are interconnected with the help of stroma lamella, right here. So this is all about what? About the chloroplast. Next come to the another organelle, that is ribosome, and this structure is very important. Why? Very first thing which comes in your mind about the ribosome is what? It is the protein synthesis. What is the function of this ribosome? Protein synthesis, right? And how it looks like? It is a small subspherical granular structure. Okay, if you will see the ribosome, it is having the larger unit and it is having one smaller unit. Okay, we will understand more about it in another part, okay, in which we will talk about the each and every structure of ribosome. Here what we have to understand, that ribosome is what? Small subspherical. Okay, it's not a whole sphere, it is a subspherical granular. It is also known as protein factory. Why? Because it helps to make protein. Okay, where these are attached in the mRNA, DNA changes into RNA, and which RNA? mRNA. Then it forms the protein. So here this is the mRNA, messenger RNA, in which these ribosomes are present, and it helps to make protein, right? So that's why it is also known as the protein factory. Now comes to that, it is not bounded by any membrane, right? So the above two organelles which we have discussed here, mitochondria as well as the chloroplast, these are what? These are the membrane bound, but these are not any membrane bound. That's why it is also present in prokaryotic as well as the eukaryotic cells. The only difference is that in case of prokaryotic cell, you can see that 70S ribosome is present, and in case of eukaryotic cells, what type of ribosome? 80S ribosome is present. Okay. So this is all about the ribosomes here. Along with this, some more things which is present inside the cell, that is the cytoskeleton. Okay. Cytoskeleton is, cyto relates to what? Cell, and skeleton related to somehow which is providing stiffness to the cell. So if I will talk about any cell, whether it, here I am talking about the eukaryotic cell. So some of the things which is present here in this one, what is it? Cytoskeleton, and we can say that it is a network of interconnected proteinaceous filament. Okay, so these are present in which form? In presence of filament, and it is providing mechanical structure to the cell. Okay, because we know that about, for the plant cell, it is having proper cell wall. Okay, it is the function of cell wall is to provide the shape and structure to the cell, but in case of animal cell, there is no cell wall, only plasma membrane is there. So how it is maintaining its shape? How it is maintaining its shape? With the help of what? With the help of this cytoskeleton. And these cytoskeleton is what? It is the proteinaceous filament, which is made up of different type of protein like actin, myosin, then keratin, tubulin. All these are protein. Okay, so we can say that it is what? It is the proteinaceous filament, and you can see it from extended from the nucleus. For example, it is a nucleus up to the plasma membrane. Okay, so these are present here, which is providing the structure to the cell. Right here. So same thing I have written. It maintains the shape of the cell and providing the mechanical support. Right here. Now, these cytoskeleton can be of three types on the basis of their shape and their function, that is microtubule, microfilament, and this one is the intermediate filament. Okay, what is it? Microtubule, microfilament, and the intermediate filament. So what is this microtubule? Tubule relates to what? Tube-like structure. Okay, microtubule is what? Tube-like structure. Filament means thread-like structure. If I will draw this structure, so what you can see here, this is in form of what? In form of thread-like structure. Okay, and this intermediate filament, intermediate piece, this is in between of these two. Okay, if I will draw, tubule is there, but some filaments are also present here. Okay, so all these three types of this cytoskeleton can be present inside the eukaryotic cell, which will provide some support to the cell. So how they are providing support? Microtubule is thick. You can see here from the diagram, it is thick, as well as it is in form of what? Hollow cylinder. So same written here, hollow cylindrical tubule is present. And what is that protein? In which form the fibers are present? Very, very important. That is tubulin fiber. Okay, so tubulin fiber is present where? In the microtubule. Okay, now this if I will talk about this microfilament, as I have said, it is a thread-like structure. Okay, thread-like, and it is thinnest form. It is made up of what? It is made up of actin protein. And we know that actin and myosin, it is helpful for what? For the contraction of muscles. Okay, in our body, muscles are present. So what is there? These proteins are there which help to for the contraction and relaxation. right here. So we can say that it is also important for our body, for the cell of our body. Then comes to the intermediate filament, which is somehow between these two, tubular in structure, but these thread-like structure are also present, and it contains what type of protein? It contains keratin protein. What it contains? Keratin protein, and this keratin protein is also helpful for the body. Okay, in our hair, in our nails, all these types of proteins are present. Right? So all in all, we can say that these are the organelles which is present inside the eukaryotic cells, which is helpful for their proper functioning. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.